One more chain crew member.
Hello and welcome to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith, here tonight with Tyler Wolkowitz and Kevin Murphy.
One more, please. One more for the chain crew.
We have here for you tonight the fourth game of the Red Hawks football season. They're 0-3 coming into this game after some pretty tough losses, but now they're facing Commerce, who has an identical record, and perhaps a chance for either team to grab their first win of the season, Tyler. Commerce is in the division above Frontier. They're in Division 7, Frontier in Division 8. Both are currently ranked at the bottom of their respective divisions. So, welcome to the Super Bowl, folks. We are just a few minutes away from kickoff, and we're still calling out for Chain Gang here in South Deerfield, Frontier Regional's stadium and track and field. Got a nice turnout in the crowd tonight. USA is the theme, and we got Jake Charest on the sideline. He's bare-chested with USA painted on his chest, and he's got his hair dyed. And, you know, that's the kind of energy we love to see, Tyler.
It's very patriotic, Mason. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Fits the theme well.
And now some of the bigger news for Red Hawks lineup is we're going to possibly see the first appearance of
Good evening,
Jacob
everyone,
Rice.
and welcome to Frontier
Mason,
Regional
he's been
School.
out for a long time,
Where
not enough
tonight
practices,
the
but
Red
maybe
Hawks
he can hit that 15
welcome the
threshold
Red
today.
Raiders
Yep.
from Commerce High School.
And now we'll go down onto the field for the starting lineups.
Just a couple announcements. Halftime will be entertained by the Red Hawk Band. And then we also have a concession stand open, so they thank you for your support. And we are still looking for one more member for the chain crew so we can start the game. Here come the Red Hawks. Captains will now meet at midfield. For the Red Raiders, number 11, Bryson Moore. Number 8, Terrell Burton Hill. And number 54, Wilfredo Sanchez. For the Red Hawks, 55, Julian Adams. 77, Javian Cabrera. number 1, Colin West, and number 10, Caden James. We need one more for the chain gang, please. Commerce will kick off. Red Hawks will receive the opening kickoff. This time we'll ask everyone if you're able to please rise as the Red Hawk Marching Band honors America by playing our national anthem. We're still looking for one member of the chain gang so we can start the football game.
All right, we should be due to start in a few moments, but as of right now, we're short one chain gang member, which might delay us, which actually might be a first for us here in our time broadcasting here, Tyler. I haven't seen that. I've heard the call go out many times, but I haven't seen a shortage like this go up until the actual game and put off the kickoff. And speaking of the kickoff, the Hawks will be receiving the opening kickoff. This is the first time that we've seen them do that this season so far. And this is also the first time we're seeing the Red Hawks cheerleading section here. And on the other end of the field, there's Commerce's cheerleading section as well. Now, Commerce is the Red Raiders. We've got two red teams going against each other. And the other thing that we've been talking about a little bit with Commerce, Tyler, is that this, we believe, is their first time playing on a grass field as opposed to a turf field.
Absolutely, Mason. It doesn't sound like it's a big difference, but it really is.
Yeah.
They practice on turf and they play on turf. This is the first time it's under grass. So
Yeah.
it can change some squib balls. It'll change the lineup formation on the line. It's like,
Yeah, absolutely. In a level of the sport where we see a large amount of onside kicks instead of the traditional, long-range kicks for kickoffs, it definitely is going to affect that, especially, and you can tell for the sake of.
What's that? We're getting Blanchett talking to us.
For the sake of drainage on the field, the field itself is curved. It's got a hump in the middle, and Commerce lining up to kick off. Beretta and Dredge back to receive for Frontier. waiting on the ref's whistle at this point. I think we have enough people for chain gang.
Lots of
and
anticipation.
the band is going to keep on going until that ball is kicked. We're just holding in anticipation right now. Up goes the hand of the ref. And there's the whistle. And we are underway. Airborne, and Dredge picks it up at the 15-yard line, makes a move to the far side, and gets brought down past the 30.
Jalen Edwards on the stop for Commerce.
Decent field position to start for the Red Hawks. And now this is, we just talked about the turf versus grass situation for Commerce. This is a strength for the Red Hawks, obviously, you know, home field advantage in a lot of different ways, but they're used to the way that this field curves and moves underneath them. And also, especially for the linemen, which is something you were talking about, Tyler, the way you get set can change based on the kind of field that you're playing on.
Exactly. I'm very curious to see how this D-line is going to try to break through our own line and get to the Dredge.
And plenty of huge guys on the line for Commerce. Frontier's just going to have to rely on speed for the most part. And a tight formation to start off for the Red Hawks. Motion by Pareda in the backfield. And the handoff to James. He's moving the pile and will pick up around 5 yards.
Solid outside run.
Yeah. And that all starts, and you know, that starts with the block on the line, and that is going to be the crucial difference in this game. It always seems to be, because Frontier is a team that relies on the run game, and we've known this for the whole season and seasons past as well. And if the O-line can open up those gaps on the line of scrimmage, that's where you get those opportunities for the breakaway runs or just a steady march down the field. 2nd and 5 from beyond the 35. Handoff to James again. He finds the hole, makes a move, and picks up the first down.
There you go. This happens a lot at the first drive of the game. There's always just feeling each other out. Right there, Caden James found the exact place he needed to be, got a lot of room, and got some yards. Fantastic first down.
Yeah, and a great pickup by the Hawks really quickly, not wasting any time. And they're definitely being fueled by the crowd right now. The environment here is fantastic. And now a 1st and 10 from their own 45. We could see the Hawks breach midfield pretty quickly, which is something that we haven't seen them do as frequently in some of their other games. Ben Karen on the near side for the Red Hawks. 2 receivers on Garrett Dredge's right. Shotgun position. He takes the snap, runs it himself, moves to the left side, and Dredge turns the corner, brought down by his pads, and looks like he picked up the first down too.
Fantastic carry. They are switching it up every play so far, of course. Not a lot to work with yet, but they're still being able to find different opportunities. That's good. That's what they need to do against a team that's this strong in this state.
Absolutely. And now Carter Robinson going back into the huddle to give Dredge a few words of advice from their coach, Scott Dredge.
1st and 10 Frontier from the Commerce 41-yard line.
Colin James lined up in the near side.
Tight formation for the Red Hawks once again. Plenty in the backfield and motion by Karen. Dredge will keep it and pitch it over to Karen, almost loses it, and now Karen picks up the first down and lays down a hit as he gets knocked out at the 30-yard line of Commerce. The Raiders are on their heels right now as the Hawks have a steady march down the field. This might be one of the most successful drives we've seen so far, Tyler, but it's not over yet. They've had 5 plays, if I'm counting right, and they've been moving down the field pretty quickly, obviously looking for that opening drive touchdown, which would be a huge, huge deal for this team. They've only scored 2 touchdowns in their 3 games so far this year.
Yeah, Mason, but like so far, the Commerce defense has been able to have some really good control at the end. Like they're making sure that there's safety and no one is going to be able to get by in a long drive.
Their secondary is very strong, that's for sure. And now Dredge back to pass, and it's through the hands of Ty Skorowski, a well-placed throw and a well-timed hit from the Red Raiders. That was Captain Bryson Moore who delivered the hit right as the ball was making contact with Skorowski's hands.
Yeah, nothing much you can do there. That was a pretty well-placed ball.
Yeah.
And just knocked it loose.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the kind of defensive play we were just talking about. The secondary, it seems to be strong. They know what they're doing, and Frontier's line has just been able to assert themselves so far. So the first passing play is going to get shot down for the Red Hawks. They're back to that tight formation, motion by Pareda. Dredge keeps it, looks for the pitch, and just cuts up the middle. He gets a few yards after the grab, still going. Garrett Dredge will stay up, and finally the whistle is blown. Picked up a majority of the yards for the first down. It will be a 3rd and short for the Red Hawks. What an effort from the QB.
Exactly. Fantastic effort. Not only did he didn't have one, he didn't have two. He had 3 people on it, and Garrett Dredge still was able to move forward a bunch and just kept it going. He was slowed down for a second and then ripped through and tried to get through.
You just keep those legs pumping, and it makes so much of a difference. 3rd and 6 is what it's going to be for the Red Hawks. Yeah, that very well could have been brought down for a loss, and he turned it into 4. So now the Hawks have a pretty decent 3rd down conversion scenario in front of them. Receivers on the near side are Pareda and Skorowski. Karen to Dredge's right. In shotgun is James and West. Here comes the snap. Going to keep it himself. Dredge gets hit, stays up. Dredge goes down in a pile and will be short of the first down, maybe picking up 2.
Here's where the Commerce defense is going to start surrounding and keeping extra eyes on Dredge. They can see that he's a weapon. They see that he's fast, and they're going to keep an extra eye on him.
I mean, a quarterback that can rush is a huge threat, Tyler, and there's going to be 4th and 4, and we'll see what the play call is going to be from Coach Dredge. This is out of field goal range, I think we can say. Field goal is a rarity by any rate for high school. So it looks like the Hawks are going to be going for it here on 4th and 4. A gutsy move to open the game for the Red Hawks.
Absolutely.
3 runners in the backfield for Dredge. Takes the snap, hands it off, Pareda with it, and he might have gotten there.
It's close.
Waiting for the signal, and they'll give it to him. First down, Red Hawks.
Very good for a Hawk first down.
Fantastic play. There you go.
And that was a well-drawn-up play. You give it to one guy, he's got 2 blockers running right next to him. And, you know, that's wherever you can move blockers to, that's a great way to draw up a play, just a little bit of insurance. And, you know, that also is a great scenario for a trick play, too. All of those options in the backfield, including Dredge, who is a threat now on the run game.
And it was just that one time during that specific area where Garrett Dredge did not keep it. So, worked extra well.
Absolutely.
Spread out.
A receiver on either side for Dredge. Close formation around the line. Movement by Karen. Pitched over to Ben Karen. A flag goes on the field, and Karen gets wrapped up. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. But we'll see what the flag is about. I believe it was a flag. It's pink.
It was thrown really high.
Yeah,
well. Wow.
It is a flag. They're discussing it. False start is going to be called on the Red Hawks for a loss of 5, I believe.
On the Red Hawks. 5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Remain first down.
So a 5-yard penalty for the Hawks will kill some of the momentum of this drive. It'll be 1st and 15 as the Hawks will take an early timeout, or it might have actually been Commerce. I didn't see the signal for who was taking the timeout.
Yeah, I didn't see that either, but
we've got 7:13 on the clock. 5 minutes, just about 5 minutes, has been taken up now by this drive. Relatively long amount of time for the quarter, and part of the reason why these successful drives are even more important is that they can take time away from your opponent to come back and get even with you.
Right, exactly. And any opportunity, especially early on in this game, is really crucial for a team's effort and urge to win. And it's very important to have a mentality to be able to
Absolutely.
get there.
And this is where you show how much you want it. People, often will say that, we wanted it more. That's why we won it. And it starts here on this opening drive. And so much of the momentum does, and the mental game starts on this opening drive. Whoever has the ball first sets the tone for the rest of the game. And the Hawks are doing a great job of it right now, as John Rollo will line up over the ball for the 1st and 15 snap after the false start by the Red Hawks. Pareda out far to the left side. To his right is West. Motion by Karen in the backfield. Dredge pitches it over to Karen, who has a few blockers, cuts to the inside, and Karen stays up. Ben Karen pulled down from behind and definitely made up he made up way more than the penalty, and it'll be a 2nd and 6 for the Red Hawks.
Absolutely. That was a very great decision of where to cut by Ben Karen. Often with the pitch, he's put in some bad positions where even if he cuts back, it's over. But right there, he had enough room, and he showed why he's skillful. And he was really able to gain a lot of yards on that.
Yeah, he can be a great runner when he gets the ball, but it really does come down to how good the blockers are and where their positioning is on the field, and if they can read the defense well. And they did on that play. They picked up 10 yards. Now it's 2nd and 5. Close formation again. Motion by Pareda. Dredge keeps it, finds a hole, and now pitches it over to Pareda, who's going to take it to the sideline, but he gets taken down by his legs. A great tackle from Watkins.
Yeah, that time, Mason, they were having some people lurking in the middle, probably a linebacker, and then just fly out as soon as the pitch was thrown. So that's something dangerous.
6 minutes on the clock, and it'll be a 3rd and 7 for the Red Hawks. Now, at this point, they are within just about, I'd say just about outside of their 15 or on their 15. And so is that going to be considered within field goal range, or are they going straight for the end zone right here? We'll have to wait and see.
It's the crucial down.
3rd and long for the Hawks. Motion by Karen in the backfield. Dredge keeps the ball, looking to throw. Sideline and over the head of West. Overthrown as he was under pressure.
4th down for the Hawks.
It was a great job by the line of the Red Raiders.
Appears the grass isn't slowing them down too much. Still being able to make some plays, make some pressure. Yep.
And now 4th and 7. It seems as though they will be going for it. West not lining up for any sort of special teams in the backfield. We haven't seen the Hawks kick a field goal. We saw them kick an extra point in their 2nd game.
Shotgun.
Now that tight formation again. Spinning around is Dredge, trying to find a hole forward, and he's going to get brought down right on the line of scrimmage, and the Hawks will turn it over on 4th and 7.
Take over 1st and 10.
A successful drive thus far, brought to a stop, and you know, I think that the reasoning for why that happened, Tyler, we can honestly just chalk that down as the defense maturing for the Red Raiders. They started to figure some things out. The nerves got shaken out of them. And yeah, they've warmed up now. And, we can expect to see something a little bit closer to that for the rest of the game. And consequently, the Hawks offense will have to step up their game as well. That might have seemed like a bit of a walk in the park for them up until that point, but they shouldn't expect the defense to reset every drive like that.
Absolutely.
And now a flag will be thrown on the play.
False start on the Red Raiders. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Blatant false start.
And it will be moved back. It'll be 1st and 15. So the penalties even out for both teams. In the pocket tonight for the Red Raiders is number 1, Chase Johnson, senior quarterback. James trying to draw a false start, and now trying to pop out to the right side is Akeem White, one of the other captains for the Red Raiders, and he picks up 3.
Hunter on the stop.
Yeah, it was a strong run there, and Hunter tried to get a hold of him, only got around his waist and couldn't quite bring him down right away. It's a strong runner. Yeah, he just bounced right off of the line.
Yep. And that's one of the things that can make a runner really dangerous and dominant is the hesitation and the patience that they can have. If you aren't just full throttle all the time, you can bide your time in the backfield and wait for that hole to open up, and that is a serious threat. Similar formation for the Raiders. Johnson with the handoff. And a cutback to the inside, and a big hit delivered. James on the tackle as White goes down after gaining a few more. It'll be 3rd and short. Mark it down as 3rd and 4, maybe 3rd and 5.
Absolutely, Mason. Yeah, they're being very successful with the run game thus far because based on huddle footage that the team has viewed and we have viewed separately, they clearly have an arsenal for the pass. Like, they have some very strong receivers.
Absolutely.
As well as a confident quarterback. So
yeah, we could see this passing game be brought out on this play here on the 3rd and 5.
Yep.
And we've got 3 receivers out wide. James trying the false start again. calling out a play to his team. Low snap and a quick throw. We've seen this play before, actually, and now he's going to cut to the outside. Tripped up by Noah Pareda. Good job on the catch and run there was Watkins. Again, one of the other captains for Commerce, and he will pick up the first down.
Traditionally, passes like that are often stat heavy with some wide receivers in front of him to get some room, but right there he was stationary and uncovered, so nobody thought to get too close to him. That's fair enough.
And it's a fair assumption from the defense, but also it's a great asset for Commerce to have a guy that you have that much faith in his speed that you can just put him out there with no obvious protection in front of him, and he can pick up a first down like that.
Absolutely.
T formation again, motion, and the quick handoff. Blocker's not there, and he's going to be surrounded quickly. Hit laid down, and Ben Karen brings him down for a loss. On the carry there was Emilio Perez. And Karen goes right over to the sideline to hype up his team.
Yeah, Mason, that hype is really what fuels this Frontier team. We haven't seen these big hits the last 2 games. There's been a couple, 1 or 2, but now this is 2 in a row just in this little time.
The guy that's often brought that energy has been Garrett Dredge. When he makes a big run on a quarterback sneak, that's what really ramps up this team. And if we can see that back on offense, but now they're still on defense. 2nd and 16. 3 receivers out for Johnson. And a runner in the backfield. Will hand it off to White. White cuts to his right and is brought down by his legs. Connor James with some great awareness on the outside. He's been fantastic so far this season, Tyler. Almost has as many tackles as his older brother does. And he's just been able to, the same way that Akeem White is able to bounce off of his blockers on the line, that's what Connor James can do. He can just shove a guy off of him, find an opening, and cut right to the runner.
Yeah, this heads-up defense is what has caused this 3rd and long, and that's really crucial. We have to see more of it.
3rd and 12 for the Red Raiders. Receivers scrambling to get in position. Johnson with an audible. He'll look to throw. The screen pass. And now he's wrapped up by 3 Red Hawks. Pareda there in the mix. James as well. And that is going to result in a 4th and 9. Once again, that was Watkins. And I think that definitely was something that the Hawks watched in preparation for this game as well. That was a film that we saw as well when we were, preparing to talk about this team for a whole night. Absolutely. And, that play, we saw it result in a 60-yard touchdown catch and run for Commerce.
Yeah, Colin handled that well. He scared him, and then his teammates got him, Brett. Oh.
And Connor James is going to get called for an offside. Or at least that's what it looked like to me.
Offside on the Red Hawks. 5-yard penalty.
Yeah. And it won't, I don't think it will be a first down, but it'll advance the position.
4th and 5.
So there might be a timeout called here.
Yeah.
And there will. Now Commerce going to reevaluate their field position. They have a 4th and 4, very different from a 4th and 9, obviously. They were just about to line up and punt, and now Connor James takes the offside penalty, and that very well might change this drive, Tyler.
Absolutely, Mason. That was a very interesting play to turn. So with that penalty, it's now 4th and 4. This is really not a range that is guaranteed to be a punt. You've seen players, even in high school, go for something this distance. It can easily go either way.
4th and 4 is definitely a manageable 4th down conversion with a team that's confident in at least one of its players and a couple different strategies. And they will line up with 2 in the backfield and a receiver to Johnson's right. They'll try a quick snap, and they get it off, but now there is a flag down. Refs will talk about it, and we'll see how they're pointing the other way, and they're going to move the ball back. And it looks like we're going to be going back to a punt for Commerce.
5-yard penalty.
And with all of the scrim, that is a first for me here in high school football. I mean, with all of the scrambling that was happening, the change of the play, now they're not going to be able to try for the first down there, and they're going to have to get a punter out. Unless, no, they're not. They're keeping Johnson out on the field. They're going to go for it on 4th and 9. Gutsy play from the Red Raiders. Coach Dredge calling out to his team. Johnson might just be trying to draw him off sides, but he takes the snap. And wrapped up quickly, Caden James.
Look at that.
Read beautifully. Big loss and perfect field position for the Red Hawks on a turnover.
He went through there like he was cutting paper. Wow.
That was fantastic. 2 4th down stops by both teams, and the Hawks come out with the better field position here.
This is fantastic field position, Mason. Like, they have covered all the field just from that fantastic stop. I'm thinking that this is really great. They're not only have a great field position, however, they also have this really good hype. They're feeling it.
They're really feeling it. 25 seconds left in the first quarter. All of the fans on their feet. And that tight formation that the Hawks love so much. There's so many options there that they can play around with, find something that they like.
25 seconds left on the clock.
Pareto with the motion. Dredge hands it off, and James gets shoved down after a couple yards. Clock will run likely down to 0, and it will be moving into the second quarter.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
Yep, the play had potential, but sadly,
I mean,
some other players.
It was a good block laid down actually by the line of Commerce. I don't even know if it was a block. There was a body that was down on the field right in James's path, and he tripped over it is what happened. So works out well for Commerce to make a quick stop and hold them to a gain of 2. And now that will be the end of the first quarter. A lot of things working out well for the Hawks so far, Tyler. A few missteps. The big thing has been those penalties. We saw 2 of them when they were on defense just now. And the issue with that, obviously, we saw it happen with Greenfield. You know, when Frontier played Greenfield, honestly, Greenfield could have scored more against the Red Hawks. And I think that, you know, anyone that watched the game, and especially the 2 of us, knows that. But they had so many penalties called against them. We never counted how much. It was a ridiculous amount. And so they obviously were shooting themselves in the foot quite a lot in that game. And now that's exactly what you don't want to do as the Red Hawks. You saw how much that killed Greenfield despite them still getting the win there. But if you're playing a game that is fairly evenly matched like this one, you want to take advantage of every single play you get and not make any stupid decisions that's just going to backfire on you.
Absolutely, Mason. I know, like, grace isn't a word that you want to hear insinuated with football, but it seems they're having some fantastic grace under pressure here.
Yes.
And it is looking really solid. Although there's no points on the board, they are marching down, making great stops, knowing what to do, very heads up. It's great to see.
Yeah. It is 2nd and 8 is what it says on the scoreboard. I believe that is what it's supposed to be. I think we might have some mix-up on the chains. The ref will walk the ball back, I believe. And now there is some confusion on the field. Commerce protesting, and they will be moving the ball. It was 2nd and 8 at the end of the first quarter, and the Hawks will go into a huddle as the refs discuss where the ball is actually supposed to be as they switch the side of the field every quarter.
Yeah, it's like me in math class. They're just taking off.
Well, I have a hard time. I have a hard time.
What?
Now, this is not what I thought they were supposed to be doing.
Wait, what?
This is now Scott Dredge is coming out on the field. I think this is players are trying to explain what they think is supposed to be happening on the field. It says 2nd and 8 on the scoreboard. That is what it was at the end of the first quarter, and the refs seem to be just running in a circle around themselves.
Colin West has it right, showing the thing there.
Yeah, okay. Colin West pointing in the right direction.
Yeah,
and the issue that Commerce has is they're setting it up as 2nd and 2 right now when it should be 2nd and 8. The chains are wrong. I think that they have the field position right. It's just that the chains are wrong, and now they're moving it.
There we go.
And there we go. I think we've got everything figured out now.
Great.
Both teams should be happy. We almost had the Hawks going in the wrong direction down the field.
Let's see Coach Dredge storming over.
That's something you definitely don't want to see. Anyone here at Frontier can tell you that.
Nope.
But now the Hawks come out of their huddle. 12 minutes until halftime at the start of the second quarter. 2 in the backfield for Garrett Dredge. Karen out to his left. Pareda and Skorowski to his right. Calls the snap high, and flag goes up.
Wow. False start on the Red Hawks. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
And it was going to be something like that. A lot of the snaps tonight have been a little bit jumpy on both sides, just not as synchronized as they typically should be and are. And, you know, right now it's costing the Red Hawks. The next play could very well be costing the Red Raiders.
Absolutely, Mason. It's like these are details that matter, and it's often sprouting from, you know, a little bit of nerves, but both teams know that this game is very important.
Yeah. I think at this point in the game, it's less and less about nerves and more about just adrenaline. I mean, look at where the Red Hawks are. This is fantastic field position to start their drive. And now the snap goes up, movement by Pareda in the backfield. He will get the pitch, trying to run it back to the line of scrimmage, and will get swarmed. Down for a loss, and it'll be a 3rd and long, very long.
Go, Mason.
I think more than 15, actually.
Yeah. We don't talk about this enough, Mason, but the coaches really do have some fantastic play calling. I'm sure that Coach Keith called out the linebacker on Commerce, who has been flowing out and just trying to take out the pitch. And right there, we had somebody on the line to take them out again. So then the pitch should work again. But
it's about adapting. I mean, you have a certain amount of plays that your players know how to do, and you can run different variations of them. But at the end of the day, it is about adapting to what the defense is learning about you throughout the game. And that's why that 4th quarter is so it's so cutthroat and decisive, because both teams know so much about each other at that point.
Right, exactly.
T formation for the Hawks. Handoff is fake to Pareda. Dredge back to throw, heaves it downfield, looking for Karen, and he knocks it down. A great defensive play by Karen, as it very well could have been an interception. It was 1-on-5 in favor of Commerce down there, so that could have ended in all kinds of bad ways for the Red Hawks. But it will be a 4th and long. We'll see if they want to punt. But they are still, despite it being 4th and 17, they are in relatively good field position if they were to give it up.
Absolutely, yeah. And honestly, giving as many shots as you can is probably the most likely way for success here.
And they're going for it.
Wide receivers lined up.
Yet to see a special teams play besides the opening kickoff today. There's the snap, back to throw. Dredge going to have to throw it out of bounds, and it will be intentional grounding. No receiver in the vicinity for Dredge, and I mean, it was the only thing he could do. There was no one open. The pocket was collapsing, and he tried to make the decision he found best. Now discussing it a little bit.
Yeah, the rules on this call are not exactly clear. There was what exactly would you define as a vicinity? There was a receiver in that line of vision. Of course, the throw was definitely underthrown. And
absolutely.
For safety, so.
And now one of the refs going over to try and explain something maybe to the Commerce coach. And it looks like it might be a call against Commerce. Maybe pass interference might be the call. Let's see what the ref is going to say. Moving it way forward.
Wow.
15-yard penalty is what they're saying. I didn't see a call from.
Did you signal?
No, I didn't see a signal from the referee. They signaled for a first down. Roughing the passer is the call. As Dredge was throwing the ball away, he got hit what was determined to be late, and that's definitely not what I thought that it was. I saw the pressure, but I didn't see the hit. And now the whole drive is turned upside down. That would have been an easy out for Commerce, and now they're really pinned down. They're on their own 20-yard line, and the Hawks have a new set of downs.
A lot of distance for John Rulo to run up there, but this is the very crucial part for Frontier. Last game, they were not able to capitalize on their fantastic thing. This was a fantastic gift that was given to them, so they're going to see if they can capitalize on it.
Yeah, and this is that tight formation in the backfield. 3 options for Dredge to hand it off to, or he can keep it himself. Got an extra blocker or 2 on his left side, but he'll pitch it back to Brady Pareda, who gets some blockers and takes it to the sideline for a gain of 4 or 5.
Josiah Morales on the stop.
Yep, they keep making a bubble around the runner, and they're able to keep everyone outside of it. That was very good, very good.
It's, I mean, it's part in the Red Sea. That's what it is.
Yeah,
you got the sea of red helmets out there, and they're doing a great job of sending the blockers out there and creating those partitions and those lanes for Pareda and any of the backs to run through. They've been doing a great job with that all night, and they just did a great job with it on this play. That's why they were able to pick up those yards, and that's why it's 2nd and 5 right now. From the 15, as receivers go out, Skorowski, Pareda, and Karen. Karen to Dredge's left as he has 2 in shotgun. We'll hand it off to Colin West, who almost gets brought down, but lays a hit on him and keeps going, picks up the first, or at least gets pretty close to it. He will pick up the first down. A new set of downs will be 1st and goal from the 6-yard line for the Red Hawks.
Fantastic energy, Mason. They were able to just go right through there. Colin West, fantastic runner.
A seldom used runner, too, I might add. He's mostly been a receiver. He hasn't even been targeted all that much. He's mostly been a blocker this whole season. Just last game, had a few targets through the air from Dredge, and now he gets a handoff. That's a first for him by all memory that I can
incredibly
tell you
versatile
about.
Player, without a doubt.
Absolutely, and now that tight formation again for the Red Hawks. Hands it off immediately. James has a lane. James to the end zone, dives.
Oh, wow.
Signal will be short. He'll be short less than a yard.
2nd and goal for the Red Hawks.
2nd and goal from the 1.
There you go. This is where the student section should be going wild.
They've been standing up all night, and for good reason, too. This is the best football we've seen in this stadium so far this year, Tyler.
Absolutely, Mason. Alrighty.
Defense already lined up for the Red Raiders, and out of the huddle comes the Red Hawks. They'll go with the same formation. Just about no secondary on the field. Dredge ready for the snap, and draws him off sides.
Oh, a lot of finger pointing.
False start on the Red Hawks. 5-yard
Looks like it
penalty.
will go on the Red Hawks.
2nd and goal.
And that is the ref signal.
Yeah.
That is killer. And that's why we talk about these penalties and how much they can affect the game. They're like 2nd and goal from the 1. Now it's 2nd and goal from the 6. That changes the strategy entirely. You know, you could have honestly just gone with a quarterback sneak there, but now you might end up going back with a handoff, maybe even a quick little slant route. There's more options here that we might see, and they will hand it off to James, who will be stopped short once again on the 1 or 2, it looks like. 3rd and goal for the Red Hawks.
What I love about David James' run, it's like he can just go straight down the middle and not even have to hit somebody low, not even get to lean down. He can just stay fully upright and just go through people. Wow. It's just a force.
He knows how to lay a hit on someone.
Absolutely.
And getting ready for what seems to be a field goal is Noah Pareda on the sideline, winding his leg up. But now on the field, quick snap. James will get stopped short at the line of scrimmage.
James, the ball carrier, stopped short of the goal line.
And we very well might see Noah Pareda coming out for a field goal. It will be 4th and goal from the 2.
This is very close. Definitely in field goal range.
Absolutely. This is just about where we see the extra points kicked. That's what we saw Noah Pareda getting ready for. And he has completed an extra point earlier in the season. The Hawks will go for it. I mean, why not? If you lose the ball here, you have him in great field position. Defense has been great so far. Dredge ready for the snap. Tight formation will keep it himself, looking for blockers. He's going to pass it back to the end zone, and it's too far. Dredge had to roll out of the pocket there and threw it too far. He had 2 receivers in the area. One was Robinson and one was Karen. But now it will be the Red Raiders ball deep in their own territory.
Exactly. Objectively, like you were saying, this is still the right call there. Hope for the best. If not, pin him down here. Hope for a safety.
Or at least a quick stop. If you get a quick stop, they even punt it off, you still have fantastic field position. This is, I mean, not where the Red Hawks want to be. They'd rather be up by 6, 7, or 8.
Yeah.
But, you know, given the turnover, this is an ideal place. Out of the huddle comes Commerce.
Not a lot to breathe.
Communicating in the backfield. And a timeout going to be taken by Commerce. That might be their 3rd timeout.
I believe so.
And the concession stand is open.
So now both teams will discuss their strategy in this dire field position on the field. They're going to take a quick break, and so will we. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith, still here with Tyler Wolkowicz. We'll bring you right back down to the action on the field. Chase Johnson takes the snap, handoff immediately to White, and he will be brought down after a gain of a few yards. It looks like the ball came loose after he was down, but it will be ruled a gain for the Red Raiders. 2nd and 4 is the down. And this is where the defense needs to stop them. This is, I mean, a vital opportunity and a big chance for them to turn, honestly, the whole game around. A defensive score like this right now, or even a defensive stop, is huge.
Absolutely. There's still very close. Only, they got 6 yards out from the 2, so it's like 8.
They're on the 7 right now.
On the 7,
Yeah, 7 or 8. T formation, few receivers out for Chase Johnson. Johnson takes a snap, back to throw to the far sideline, and Dredge on the coverage. Commerce looking for the pass interference as Dredge did not look back at the ball, but no flag will be thrown.
Yeah, Dredge just followed him, just staying in his face, couldn't really do much.
I didn't see him put his hands up, I don't think.
No.
But he had his body right in the way. He didn't need to put his hands up,
exactly.
even if he
just
did.
Limiting mobility without having too much contact is still legal.
I mean, it was on the other side of the field, so we aren't really the best judges of if there was contact or not.
Right.
But now it will be a 3rd and 4. 3 receivers to Johnson's left, 1 to his right. In the backfield is Akeem White. Johnson takes the snap low, and there's the screen pass. Cuts upfield and still up, brought down almost, and a big hit delivered by James. He's going to be ruled inbounds. Bryson Moore taking a beating out there, but he will pick up the first down.
Yeah, none of those flying in hits seem to phase him. He's able to just stay up the whole time.
And this is the best crowd we've seen all year. I can guarantee you that. We got guys on the other guys' shoulders.
I'm seeing some towers rising.
Just so long as none of them fall on a fence. Similar formation for the Red Raiders. Handoff goes to White. He cuts to the right and is brought down by Julian Adams. And Jacob Rice is out there tonight. We just saw him right on the ball there. He might have actually helped out with the tackle. I didn't have the best angle on it.
Yeah, Jacob Bryce switching positions. It's very interesting. We're curious to see how he performs in the
defensively
roles.
right now, he's on the line, it looks like, or he's working as a linebacker, currently on the line. But now 3 receivers to Johnson's right, 1 to his left. Shotgun position is White. Back to throw, rolling to his right is Johnson. Under pressure, throws it downfield, and it's dropped.
Oh, there you go.
Batted away, I should say, by Garrett Dredge. A great defensive play, and Colin West almost got there for the sack on Chase Johnson.
Fantastic, but it was just close enough where he could still tackle the quarterback. I bet that felt good.
And that peripheral vision of Johnson, he was able to pick him up and get the ball away in time.
Exactly.
And, you know, that's the pressure. It gets to them. It really does. And forcing them out of the pocket like that is even bigger. To make a throw on the move like that is so much more difficult than people might think that it is.
Without your blindside tackle, it's very nerve-wracking.
And talk about a mismatch. Look at who Jacob Bryce is up against. Number 77. That man is huge. Same play, it looks like, but Johnson will keep it himself, run out of bounds, and back to 3rd and 10.
The ball carrier.
Gain of 1.
Gain of a yard, 4th and
And I actually
10.
don't have 77 on my roster, so I can't give that guy credit. But
It's 4th and 10 now.
Rice has his work cut out for him. That's all I can say.
Back to punt, back to return.
And it will be a punt.
Number 7,
First punt of the
Brady
night.
Pareto.
We were going to see one earlier, but then there was that whole, situation with the penalties that happened for Commerce.
Certainly chaotic.
Back to punt for the Red Raiders. Calls for the snap, and the kick is off to the right of the field. Karen dodges out of the way, and it will settle
Kick will be down
just short
at
of the 50, right in front of Brady Pareda. On the kick,
Frontier 47-yard line.
I don't have I couldn't even see their number actually, so I'm not gonna try.
It's all good. It was a solid kick, bringing it to midfield.
It was, and I
Right.
mean that's also something that we were talking about with the, the curved field and the grass, the way it bounces on the kickoffs, on the punts, all those sorts of things. Special teams is that's gonna be changed, but that was the first special teams play that we've seen in the game since the opening kickoff.
Yeah, absolutely. And like more like a free kick, traditional kick right there. It doesn't affect it too much, but on a squib like Frontier usually likes to do with the really bouncy straight down the middle. That's where it really.
Yeah. And now the T formation hands it off to Pareda. Stiff arms a man, still up, trying to fight back to the line of scrimmage. There's the push pile, and he gets slammed backwards. I think they will grant him no gain on that one. Looked like he did get back.
Jumar Gonzalez on the stop.
Depending on where they call the whistle.
Half a yard, 2nd and 1-9.
Yeah, still, I mean, it's virtually 2nd and 10.
Yep.
Picked up very little on that. Under 4 minutes to go until halftime. We are still scoreless here in South Deerfield. It's actually a pretty warm night. No stars in the sky.
Yeah, not too windy. It's feeling good.
As the Hawks line up heavy to the right. Going to keep the ball is Dredge. Cuts back inside, finds a hole. Dredge still up and almost picks up the first down. What a job by Garrett Dredge.
Yeah, fantastic, Mason. Wow, but that defense, though, it's like being able to tackle and bring them down. They've been having a lot of touches, and been able to consistently still take down the runner. But in that case, the defensive player just flipped him back even closer to the first down. So they're gaining extra yards just from being able to get in close contact.
Dredge is a slippery guy, man, and he can squeeze through the tightest gaps out there, and he makes plays like that. And now heavy to the left is the Red Hawks as they line up on 3rd and 1 from inside Commerce's 40-yard line. Quick handoff. James breaks through the line, and he knocks the man down. James in a foot race. He's heading for the end zone. Touchdown, Red Hawks.
What a run.
And a 35-yard run for Caden James puts the Hawks on the board, and Dredge wants 2.
Straight through the D-line, no lineman to see, and the safeties couldn't take him.
And what a hit in the secondary. James is fired up.
Wow. Absolutely phenomenal play. Hayden James, phenomenal player as well.
The Hawks will attempt a 2-point conversion.
The band on the track getting ready for their halftime performance, but the show is still going on the field. And some of the fans have promised to storm the field if the Hawks can pull off their first win of the season tonight. It's the Super Bowl after all. That's what they're telling me.
Yeah, we'll have to see it. I'm betting on it.
Receivers out for Dredge. Shotgun position, West and James. He's going to take it himself. Dredge slips through a tackle. Dredge fights for it. And he's in. 8-0 Hawks, and they capture their first lead of the season.
Let's go.
Unbelievable.
Wow. It's a very solid drive throughout. And like so far in this game, Mason, we've been talking about all the flags. Oh, there's a student section going on.
Cheerleaders egging them on as they will set up for their kickoff. Jack Phillips, who we talked about a lot in the previous game, that was his first game starting for the Red Hawks. He had a concussion, was going through the concussion protocol, and now he was all set to play for the game against Greenfield. Had some fantastic defensive plays, some good kickoffs, special teams opportunities, and now he's going to be doing the same here after the Red Hawks take their lead at the end of the first half.
Every time he has his blood pumping, you can tell that he is going to show his worth.
Oh, yeah. He is just a massive ball of energy. And let's see if he's going to send it far or go for the onside. They'll pitch it short. It's loose. And the Hawks might have gotten on top of it. They're signaling yes. Waiting for the refs.
They slid with it.
And they gave it to him. The Hawks.
Look at that. Oh, my
They keep it on the onside kick. Are you kidding me?
Energy's explosive.
And now, this is what we're talking about. 3-minute drill right here, Tyler. You got 2:50 on the clock. Get down the field fast. Go up 2 scores. This is, I mean, talk about turning the tide. You score quick. You have, I mean, this is phenomenal job from the Hawks and a huge play on special teams. Beautiful kick from Jack Phillips.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like usually you could do 100 in like 4 minutes here in normal high school, but now you got half the field in 3 minutes. This is definitely doable.
100% doable, and now that tight formation the Hawks seem to love. Dredge right behind Rouleau. Keeps it himself, fakes the handoff, cuts back inside, through a tackle, and he spun forward for 6 yards.
Yeah, Dan, this Commerce East seem to be a little bit desperate, just try to bring down the runner, and they're just doing anything they can, even the very uncommon and not lately looked on sprinting them forward.
Yeah, it does give them yards, you're right, and now the clock is running, under 2:30 to go. Hawks need to move it fast, and they got to aim for the sideline. We saw them run a 2-minute drill against Greenfield. It was heavy on the passing, and they were able to get out of bounds with those completed passes. So you got to wonder, are we going to see that? We've got receivers, Robinson, and I believe that's West on the other side, motioned by Karen in the backfield. Handoff to Pareda, and he's going to go the other way. Spin move just short of the first down, and he'll pick up 2 or 3. And Jack Phillips remembers that he didn't pick up the place kicker.
On the tackle, 3rd down.
Under 2 minutes to go. Clock still moving.
From the Commerce 35-yard line.
Hawks got to pick up the pace. They might start going no huddle pretty soon, but now they take their time lining up. They do have their back to the clock.
Sticking with this motion. And formation.
Motion from Pareda. Ball kept by Dredge. He finds a hole, takes it to the near side, and gets out of bounds. That will stop the clock. A great job from Dredge as he bangs helmets with Luke Savage on the sideline. 1:25 to go and a dead clock right now.
Yeah, Mason, this is fantastic play calling again. This is what the Frontier team did against Franklin Tech. They ran the same formation, but then did different variations every time. And Tech, even though being very well coached, very strategic, could not even handle it. So doing it against this Commerce defense might be very elementary here.
1:25 to go. 1st and 10 from Commerce's 30-yard line. And now we're heavy on the left. Receivers out there for Garrett Dredge. 2 in the backfield. Close to Rouleau as he takes the snap. James calling for a false start, but the throw is off to Karen. Spin move, he's still up. Karen again, and he's going to get pretty close to the 1st down.
Go.
And it's that extra effort. It's that drive. They want it, Tyler. They want it more. And they came here to win it at home. And that's why you're seeing Ben Karen make those extra moves, why you're getting the spin moves, Dredge taking those running opportunities on the read. And it's, you know, it makes all the difference in this game. And it's going to make a difference in the final result and the score if they keep playing like this and Commerce doesn't rise to challenge them, because they need to put that effort out on the field and match it or even do better to start coming back. They will receive the second half kickoff. That's something we got to keep in mind, because the momentum is really heading in Frontier's direction, obviously. But if they can be successful in an opening drive of the second half, they will obviously turn the tides, and that can, that could just really turn things on their head pretty quickly.
Yeah, Mason, we've seen this from the Frontier team for like the last 3 or 4 years, however long we've been covering this, because like players like Ian Bird and Schreiber, they always show this energy and bring it.
Yeah.
And no matter what team, no matter what skill is going against it, it's always going to show. Yeah. That seems to be the vibe of the night.
And the guy that's really driving it right now is Caden James. He picked up that long touchdown run, and he just is keeping everyone fired up, and it just keeps pumping his legs every time he touches the ball. But now the snap will go to Dredge. He rolls to the right, throw down the field. Skorowski, it's through his hands. That will stop the clock, though. 1:07 to go, and a second, third and short. It will be a 3rd and 3 for the Red Hawks from just outside the Commerce 20-yard line.
Another great attempt at a pass there. It's like it just hasn't been going good so far for this season. Like there's a lot of good takes, a lot of good decisions too. It's just really just haven't been connecting as much as we'd like it to be.
And I love the play call from Coach Dredge. Yeah. Be gutsy, take the chances. You have every advantage in the world right now. Yeah. I mean, you have the whole half of the game to still play, so you obviously have a lot to lose. But right now, you know, it's very unlikely that you're going to see some kind of quick turnaround from Commerce to get a score here. So why not go for it? Why not go for that passing touchdown? Yeah. And now some more receivers out for Dredge. He's going to look to throw again. Plenty of time and protection down the field. Looking for it. Oh, and it's tipped. Right before it was going to get to Skorowski, he was in perfect position. It was a great throw. And now 1:01 on the clock. 4th and 3. They're going to have to go for a first down here, I got to imagine. I mean, you got to get the new set of downs and work with the time that you have left on the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. Do not lose this momentum. I mean, this is not quite field goal range, so they want to be able to still kick it out even more.
No, yeah, this is it. You're not kicking a field goal here.
They can't get this.
You're not kicking a field goal here, and you don't want to give them a last-second chance.
No way.
You know, however much you might feel confident in yourself and your defense right now, don't give them an opportunity to prove themselves and hype themselves up before the second half starts, when they'll have a whole nother free drive right at the start, unless we see another successful onside kick. Heavy to the right of Dredge now. Receivers go down the field, rolling to the right, and he's going to take it himself. Dredge picks up the first down and lays a hit as he goes to the 15-yard line, pops right back up. Clock is running, unless there was a timeout taken, which there might have been. I didn't see a signal. And the clock will be running. No timeout for the Hawks. So now we hit 50 seconds.
First down, Red Hawks from the Commerce.
Yeah, if it has to play there, get that first down, get a little bit more time here. They can quickly go for a stop if they want to, but I think that they're just going to go for a play somewhere on the outside.
I think that, I mean, honestly, they're probably going to go for the end zone right now. They're 16 yards out. Why not go for it? They were going for it from outside of the 20. So they've got receivers out. James will be a blocker. Under pressure, Dredge has to roll to his left, looking downfield, and he throws an interception right at the 5-yard line, and that's going to kill the drive for the Hawks.
22 seconds left.
Savion Watkins on the interception. Commerce ball, 1st and 10.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there. Completely out of the pocket. That defensive player was really fast. We were catching up to him fast. And just to be able to catch up with Garrett Dredge is not a simple feat.
No, Dredge is a fast kid. That was Watkins on the interception, by the way, for Commerce, and that's going to set them up with a chance to run out the clock on the first half. 22 seconds. I would expect them to take a knee here. You don't want to screw something up and send yourself back more yards and, you know, maybe even let the Hawks pick up some kind of defensive points here.
They've got some pretty far runs. They might try to go for something.
22 seconds on the clock. Johnson takes the low snap, back to throw, looking for someone under pressure, and it's caught by White, who cuts back inside and is brought down by Connor James. That will likely end the half. 15 seconds on the clock.
They're scrambling for a play.
Looks like they might want to draw something up quickly.
They're not looking up. All right, no, they see it.
5 seconds to go. And timeout taken by Commerce. I thought that they had taken all of their timeouts.
Timeout, Commerce.
Might be 4. Official timeout.
It might be an official timeout, yeah. 5 seconds on the clock. And Commerce will have one last shot to send it all the way down the field after the Hawks throw an interception on their 5-yard line. They're up 8-0 right now, though, a place where they have not been so far in this season. This is new territory for them, Tyler, and they are just basking in it right now.
Absolutely.
Teams come out of the timeout, back onto the field. Red Raiders will line up heavy to the right of Johnson.
Not too much hustle. I'm curious what they're doing.
White in the backfield.
The Red Raiders.
2nd and 2. They're going to be looking for a Hail Mary here.
Yep.
Anything at all. Johnson looking for something. He's got to scramble out of it. Stays up and finally brought down by his jersey. Max Hunter and Jacob Rice on the tackle. And that will be the first half. 8-0 is the score. Hawks are on top. And now we will go down to the track for a halftime performance by Frontier's Marching Band. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television.
about a nice hand for the Red Hawk band under the direction of Max General.
Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. We're coming into the second half now. The Hawks are leading against the Commerce Red Raiders 8-0 after a 37-yard touchdown run by Caden James and a successful 2-point conversion. Commerce had a few chances to turn things around on offense earlier in the game and one chance for a Hail Mary right at the end of the first half. And they will be receiving the opening kickoff in just a few minutes as they've reset the halftime clock to 3 minutes now. And we hope you enjoyed that performance by the Frontier Regional Marching Band. Always a highlight of the games whenever we cover them here at home. Just adds so much to the atmosphere, Tyler. It's just, you know, they're a big reason why coming to these games is like, it's just so much fun, and so many people do it. Even a lot of people that don't necessarily understand the game of football that much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the cornerstones of football at this level, you know?
Yeah, at any level,
fans.
really, you know?
Right, exactly. It just brings it all together, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
In the vibes.
You know, I feel like it would be pretty cool if we saw NFL teams implement that. You know, each team has they have their own cheerleading section. No one focuses on any of the cheerleading, you know, groups except for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. And I don't know why that is, actually. I don't see anything remarkable. I'm going to be honest. Like, I mean, we always see the camera panning across them, and I don't see that with any other team. I feel like is it historic value? Is that, like, are they a national treasure legally? Is that, like...
It's probably a legal thing, yeah.
Legal thing, like they're same thing with Taylor Swift, right? That's why she's always on the
Well, it's for the money, Mason. I mean, come on.
I suppose that
That's why they're paying Dak Prescott like $600 billion or whatever.
It really is a business at this point, and you see it every now and then. But I mean, there's a lot we could talk about with the way the NFL is heading these days. But you know, that could be a good talking point for an upcoming podcast at the RF Cat Studios, which we are planning to have our second year of the Fall Red Hawk Roundup, talking about all of the sports that we've been covering so far this year, and, you know, looking ahead on the winter sports, basketball, and especially ice hockey. Those are the two big sports, boys and girls basketball. But now on the field, the Hawks will be going out shortly to line up for that second half opening kickoff. Going to be taken by Jack Phillips, as per usual, since he has returned to the lineup. Beforehand, it was taken by Caden James, I believe.
Right.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what is also unusual here is that Frontier, usually their strategy for the last past games and for past seasons has been to defer, but for this season they really wanted to get the ball first, and that has definitely paid off for them.
Yeah.
The first entire quarter was all focused on their energy of getting that point. Yeah,
especially in this game. They set the tone with that opening play, and they made things happen. They controlled the environment, and they controlled the field through the entire first half, but now Commerce has the opportunity to turn that upside down and try and now control the environment to their whim. And it all starts with this opening drive. We're resetting right now. We've seen some trends of, you know, both teams, but that could all change right after this opening kickoff. And I think a big question leading up to this, as the teams will go out onto the field and line up, is will the Hawks rely on that onside kick again? It worked for them last time, but are they going to stick with it, or do they want to try and pin the Red Raiders down in their own end? It looks as though the Red Raiders are preparing for a bit of a shorter kick.
Absolutely, yeah. They have nobody past 35 yards here.
How's
going?
Student section gets up, or at least the front half of it. We've been hearing a lot of quiet from the back, and now Phillips will take a ground ball. It's loose again, and on top of it is the Red Hawks. Waiting for the signal, not given yet, and it is now.
There it is.
It was Jackson Spearance.
Wow. Beautiful execution again by Jad Phillips. Not straight down the middle, a little to the side, and it still bounced off the defender's knees.
It was a great job, and I mean, that's exactly what we were talking about coming into this game, not playing on turf, what the difference is going to be, and it's, I mean, that ball is so unpredictable. There's every which way it could go.
It's monumental now.
And now they got a megaphone in the stands.
I don't know if it's on, but
at least they're trying.
They're trying.
They're trying.
That's what counts.
Well, the front half is trying.
Yeah. Work on that.
Snap to Dredge. He will keep it himself and gain maybe 2 on a quick tackle. The line collapsed around him there. And it will be 2nd and 8.
Karanda on the tackle, gain of 3. 2nd and 7.
Tight formation again from the Red Hawks. Commerce not anticipating a throw downfield, and now it will be picked off. Was meant for Colin West. Watkins again. He takes the far sideline, cuts back in. He's still up. Watkins works his way to the middle of the field. Spin move. Oh my goodness, Watkins. He's still going. Watkins finally brought down inside the 20. Can you believe it? What a run from Savion Watson.
Interception return.
Really good heads up. Wow.
Fantastic play, and that's what I'm talking about, turning the game on its head. Great special teams awareness from the Hawks. They win that battle, and then, you know, they try the passing play. West was in the area, and Watkins read it, was right there on top of it, and now turns it the other way around.
It's always awkward throwing it to like a taller tight end, and it's a bit rushed, so.
He was under pressure too. I mean, that's what's happened on a lot of these passing plays. Not a lot of time in the pocket, but now Johnson will be taking the low snap, hand it off to White, and he slips out of the tackle and is brought down for a loss. That was Grinkovich. The encouraging is unsuccessful from the front line of the student section.
Seems repeated badgering is not quite the strategy.
Maybe, but it also shouldn't be necessary.
Indeed. That's it.
And now a similar formation, one receiver to either side of Johnson. A very low snap, and he's just going to fall on top of it.
Yeah, good call.
I mean, yeah, that was the only thing Johnson could do. He had a low snap for several times in a row, and that was at his feet, you know.
And especially with last plays, like with Colin. Oh, gosh, yeah. You don't want to get run through by Caden James or anyone like that going straight through with a low snap.
Yeah, and I mean,
lose your hands.
Going back to the student section to our left, as counterintuitive as it might seem to some, this is a scenario where you should be getting almost just as loud, if not louder, than when they score. This is where you start talking about, you know, a home field advantage and, you know, being able to drown out some of the audibles possibly, you know, that's on the field. And if you can get that loud, that's a good crowd. We don't have a good crowd right now, Tyler.
Nope. People showed up but not to play.
Only the front half did. Now Johnson ready to throw. Connor James gets in the way with a big vertical, and now underthrown to the intended receiver. That was Rashad Robinson, his first target of the night.
Robinson incomplete.
Wasn't sure necessarily if that was the right play first with Connor going up like that, but it seemed to drive him out of his pocket.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly asserted his presence.
Yeah, everyone knew he was there. That's good. Get them out.
And I mean, he is a player to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely. Rising up the ranks fast, especially next year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
He'll be taking a lot of the positions that his older brother has right now, especially, excuse me, defensively. He's been a huge presence in that linebacker role that he's been playing for most of the season. 2 to Johnson's right, 1 to his left in the backfield is White, and he's going to take it himself, cuts through a gap to the right side, almost gets by James, and now will be brought down by Ben Karen. Just about, I think he brought it back to the original line of scrimmage, and it will be a fourth. And that was 4th down. I wasn't keeping track very well. That was a 4th and 22, and the Hawks get a turnover. We were just too busy talking about the disappointing student section. This is what happens when we don't have a student section, guys. That's not. I mean, you guys physically showed up, but are you mentally here?
Yeah,
you're not.
And
You're
Johnson
not.
Still being fast.
I can.
Bad about
I
that.
won't name names, but I can, and I want you to know that.
We know everything about all of you. All right.
Snap to Dredge, and the handoff, still up, fighting for it, and he'll pick up a few, maybe around 3. That'll be Pareda on the carry for the Red Hawks.
Hakeem White on a tackle.
And I will say the line hasn't been able to make, the defensive line for Commerce has not been able to make a lot of stops, but it's been the linebackers. They've been stepping up. They're playing a little bit farther back, give them room to get worn down a little bit, get bumped around a little bit, and then they pounce on them, and they're able to shut it down, except when you can get the offensive line advancing and create a hole up there. Low snap to Dredge, handoff to James. He pushes up the middle and almost gets through the swarm of Red Raiders.
Despite the impressive linebackers, it is definitely still a strong strategy to go straight down the middle. They have been very unsuccessful of being able to stop it consistently. So.
I mean, now is when you start to assert, the long. It's a long haul. It is. You're talking about 4 12-minute quarters. Who can wear it down the other team faster? And I think that is a big strategy for the Hawks tonight, especially with the run game right up the middle. Who's going to be able to wear down each other faster? And a handoff again to James, and he will pick up the first down.
That distance is good.
Caden James, ball carrier, carry good for a Red Hawk first down.
So a new set of down for the Red Hawks.
Yep, seeing this chain game move a lot. That's a good sign.
And they're from their 31, it looks like.
Oh, now it's on.
It is on now, we can tell. And Adrian's efforts seem to be falling on deaf ears.
A lot of straight faces.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the field, a rush up the far side is going to be brought down. That's Pareda on the carry, and he picks up a new set of downs. Slow to get up is one of the Commerce players who's lying on the sideline in front of the bench right now. We might end up seeing, and we will, it's an official timeout, injury on the far side of the field on that tackle. They're going to go to a break on the field, and so will we. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television.
First and 10, Frontier from the Frontier 45-yard line.
Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. The injury seems to be resolved on the far side of the field. And now that's Logan Wolkowitz on the sideline trying to hype up the crowd. That seems to work.
For like 5 seconds, but it worked. All right, great.
Meanwhile, back on the field, the Hawks have a first and 10 from the 45-yard line. Handoff is kept by Dredge. And now it's pitched over to Pareto, who lays down a heavy hit and a flag down in the backfield. Probably something to do with the tackle. And
student such has no idea what's going on.
Dredge was trying to hype him up from out on the field, but there's no signal from the refs just yet.
Seeing hands both sides.
And it will be a penalty on the Red Hawks.
Yeah.
5 yards, or 10 yards, excuse me. It will be 2nd and 15 from the 40-yard line on their own side of the field.
Red Hawks from the Hawk 40-yard line.
It's not over. Did I get the momentum back? Wardrobe malfunction? What's going on?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Also could have gotten scratched up on that play. He's holding his arm. That's James, Caden James running to the sideline.
Not someone you want to see on the sideline.
Yeah, definitely not. Something that might have happened on the block.
Huddling around.
Yeah, not sure. But now the Hawks come out of their huddle on the field. Receiver on either side for Dredge. 2 in the backfield. It's Connor James staying there instead of his older brother. Handoff will go to Connor. He slips through a gap and will pick up a couple of yards as he keeps pumping his legs. Good effort from the younger James in the backfield. And it will be a 3rd and long.
2nd and 13.
Or no, 2nd and long.
Are we doing 2nd down?
I think we missed up the count on the downs.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Gotcha.
But now Caden James is out on the field.
Well, great job by Connor James, always showing that any chance you can get to step up, you got to step up.
Oh, he's hungry, man. He wants every chance he can get and more, and he proves it every time he touches the ball or the ball is in his area of the field when he's on defense. And now we have that close formation again. Motion by Pareto in the backfield. Back to throw is Dredge up the middle, caught by Colin West, and he gets the legs taken out from under him, but he picks up the first down. He'll be slow to get up.
Chase Johnson on the stop.
It was a good tackle for sure, but he's a little bit shaken up on that play.
Yeah, a lot of motion came down there, but that was his first catch of the season, I believe, and that's fantastic. Good to see.
He's had a few other catches, but that was a great route right up the middle, and it gives them a new set of downs there.
Yeah, that was the first big one for sure. That was
yeah,
great.
Definitely. Wasn't able to lay down the hit that he wanted to. He was getting ready for it, but instead gets the legs taken out from under him. And now heavy to Dredge's right is the formation. 2 in the backfield. Handoff is kept by Garrett Dredge. Up the middle, still up, and will be just about half a yard short of the first down, but they might give it to him. They'll hold him to it.
Haven't talked about it in a while, but that's often because it's a good job. The O-line has been doing fantastic for Frontier, getting all the right holes and confusing the defense.
Yeah, it's that option read. The quarterback he can read the defense. Where are they coming from? Is there going to be an open passing play? Are they going to blitz? What can I do? What are my options here? And now he just decided to go and take it, run it himself, and he picks up 8 yards, for 2nd and 2 that they're lining up for right now. One receiver, that's Skorowski to Dredge's right. Or no, there's another one out to the left. And Dredge takes a hit, picks up the first down. Great job taking initiative as he's brought down on the far sideline. That was a fantastic job. He was going to hand it off or even pitch it over, and he was hit, was able to hold on to the ball, and then he turns it into positive yardage. That's what a great player does, Tyler.
Right, not even that. It was a fake. It was completely good. Like, he felt like he was already hit. He threw it, and then the guy who was on him just let go. He just gave him some room, and he was just able to go forward. That was great.
And we saw this against Greenfield. This was something that they were able to pull off. He just turned his back to the player, looked like he faked the ball, and the lineman didn't know what to do. It's, I can't deliver a late hit to the quarterback, and you know, all of a sudden you're doubting yourself. He takes advantage of that, and he made like a 15-yard run.
Great call.
Fakes the handoff again, and now will get jumped on for no gain. Late hit delivered by Julian Adams, but the refs did not seem to see it.
Making some pancakes in the back.
There was plenty of scuffling between those two for a little while now, and that just seems to be the culmination of it. Involved in that was Javian Rosario, and it seems as though Javian Cabrera, who one of the captains for the Red Hawks, out for this season with a shoulder injury. He's actually on the chain gang right now.
Yeah, he's been messing around. He's been going up in our booth here, and he's enjoying the game for himself. That's awesome.
Yeah, just seeing it from a few different perspectives as they line up for 2nd and 10.
We got to get him on the mic.
Oh, yeah, we should.
Oh, yeah.
2nd and 10 for the Red Hawks, 3 minutes to go. And the handoff to James is up the middle, and he picks up 7 or 8 yards. Another good carry up the gut for Caden James. Under 3 to go now in the 3rd quarter.
3rd and 3.
Yep, fantastic. Making some big changes. Getting the big man in the middle. 77.
And the cheerleaders are getting involved in the student section now as the team comes out of their huddle. This, almost the entire second half so far, has been all Red Hawks. And that is going to be a big false start from Commerce.
5-yard penalty.
Step and a half.
First down for the Red Hawks.
That will be a first down. And also now the ball is inside the 20-yard line. There's Logan Wolkowitz again, trying to get the crowd hyped up.
Love the energy. All righty.
Now lining up with a new set of downs. 2:12 on the clock. And moving forward is James. He's got 3 guys on him, but he won't slow down. Picks up plenty. And it'll be 2nd and 7. Excuse me, 2nd and 3. Picks up 7. That's exactly what we're talking about. This is the reason why he is such a motivator on this team, and he's, holding all of the energy in the palm of his hand because he makes plays like that and he doesn't stop. He keeps pumping his legs and he picks up that extra yardage.
Carry twice his weight on it. It's incredible.
Wing formation again for the Hawks. Karen motion in the backfield. Dredge gets wrapped up fast and brought down for a sack. Number 71 on the play for Commerce.
Loss of 3 yards.
Loss of 3 and now a 3rd and 6.
Is there a flag here?
Maybe. It might be motion for the clock. I didn't quite catch it. But the clock is running. A minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Hawks still lead 8-0. The only touchdown so far in this game was scored by a 37-yard run by Caden James. Snap to Dredge. Hands it off to James. Nice. He lays down a hit, still pushing up the middle, and it looks like he picked up the first down.
Caden James, the ball carrier.
There you go. That's great.
No, they're going to hold him to 4th. He came up a yard short, a yard or 2 short.
4th down.
Fantastic defense there, being able to go head on, use the physics to keep them up. Yep, hold them there, didn't get to spin around in time, so switching out.
And Karen will come to the sideline as Connor James will join his brother out on the field in the huddle.
Feeling some damage, he's about to be given out.
Now the ref having a discussion with Scott Dredge. That seems to be resolved as the Hawks line up on Commerce's 10-yard line. Time winding down in the 3rd quarter. Formation in the backfield. Dredge keeps it himself. He's going to pick up the first down, going for the end zone, and he's in! Garrett Dredge walks it in!
Red Hawk.
Beautiful call. Kept the ball right outside. Nobody gonna get him.
It's 14-0 Red Hawks, and they've taken a 2-score lead and they will be going for 2. You better believe it.
It's not something you see from this team, Mason. You have to love to see it. Oh, wow. Explosive all over the field, on both sides of the ball. The fans are here. The band is playing. It's looking great. Everyone's starting to feel the momentum again.
Hawks will attempt the 2-point conversion.
And with the clock at 0:00 for the third quarter, Frontier will attempt the 2 points to go up 16-0 when we come back in the fourth quarter. James is out as a receiver. Caden James out wide to the right, and whistle is blown. That's going to be a false start on Commerce. They jumped. And no, it's going the other way.
Wow.
They were drawn by one of the linemen.
Yeah.
We play the try.
And so it will be a 2-point conversion with a bit of a longer yardage.
Wonder what they're going to do here. Dredge coming to the dredge.
It will be a discussion between father and son.
Quick conclusion.
I mean, you have to imagine they have a certain number of set plays for the 2-point conversion. And maybe even for a scenario like this where they get pushed back. They're running it from, it looks like, their 7 or 8 yard line. Tight formation in the backfield. Dredge keeps it himself, throws it downfield. James, the reception, and he's in! Oh my goodness, what a play!
Yes, there it is.
Caden James.
Gave him enough space. The line was there and was tight around him, and Caden James found the opening.
That.
And a great throw from Garrett Dredge, too. That'll be the end of the third quarter. Hawks go up 16-0. We've seen next to no offensive possession from Commerce in that third quarter. It was, I mean, it's turning into domination for the Red Hawks in the second half so far.
I'm starting to forget what the ball feels like. It's intense.
But the Red Raiders aren't done yet. They're going to get the ball back off of this kickoff, which at this point we have to assume is going to be an onside kick, and they should be assuming too.
Nice job, ladies.
And that's going to hype up the crowd. Garrett Dredge gives them a pump of the fist. What they really need is someone down there waving the flag.
They do. Now that Jacob Bryce is in the field,
yeah,
have a different flag bearer.
Yeah. Now this is the Hawks' second to last home game of the season. Their last home game will be next week against Hoosick Valley, which I believe will also be their senior night. So.
Good game to go to.
Oh yeah.
Always a competitive match.
And Hoosick has had a strong year so far. They're 2-1 on the season right now, and they had a really dominant year last year as well. Very strong team, always a lot of fun to watch. Phillips to take the kick again. Let's see if it's going to be an onside.
Look ready for it.
Here it comes, and it will be a line drive. Loose again, and it will be successfully held on to by Miles Cook of the Red Raiders. So for the first time, the Red Raiders will successfully receive a kickoff in this game as we come into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this time it was more straight down the middle, a little bit faster. Even with the turf difference, still was able to get on top of it quick enough. Yep.
Yeah, it was a good recovery.
Solid.
They've learned from their mistakes, and now they have some pretty good field position from past their own 40. They're 41, it looks like, and
yeah, it's still anyone's game here. It's 2 points, 2 after points, and the 2-point conversion is the name of the game here in high school. So
yeah,
see it.
Low snap directly to White, and a flag is thrown. It seems like that will be on Commerce. That was an aggressive flag.
Yeah.
False start on Commerce, and this is why we were talking about the penalties earlier. This is why, I mean, honestly, they've got a lot of talent on this team. They have a good quarterback. He can throw down the field, and I think that the big issue that has really been costing them a lot of wins is these penalties. They can have some chances, and they've been able to drive down the field once or twice, but when you aren't able to have a clean drive, or at least a relatively clean drive, it's not going to come up to anything, and you're going to end up, having an 0-3 record like this team does.
Yeah, I mean, right by my count here so far, there's been 6 false starts by the Commerce team.
Penalties declined. Second.
And the penalty is
10
declined
for the Red Raiders.
by Scott Dredge. It will be 2nd and 10 on the field. A low snap to Akeem White again. Another flag on the play as he's brought down for no gain.
Flag on the play.
And now, this is interesting. We've seen 2 snaps directly to Akeem White in the backfield instead of to Chase Johnson, who is their quarterback.
Timeout.
Take the timeout.
Called by Thomas.
And the fans want David Tueska. They seem pretty confident in their game right now, but you can't take anything for granted at a point like this.
Absolutely not. This is a crucial game for the Frontier Red Hots here. They cannot lose this game so far. They're holding on to it.
Ref still signaling, and it was another penalty against Commerce. It'll be 2nd and 20 once they come out of their timeout huddle. And
second down.
I mean, they've got to pick up some momentum quick, Tyler. This is starting to become a drive of desperation for them and a drive of error, too.
Yeah.
2 penalties against them very quickly in the first part of this drive, and they have yet to convert a first down on it. Now a very long 2nd and 20.
Yep, it's not what you want to see for Commerce.
Yeah, not at all. And Dredge runs over the line, but fingers going both ways.
Play offside on the Red Hawks.
Let's see what the call is by the refs. They're deferring here.
It's 2 in a row from Commerce.
It'll be a false start from Commerce. Oh, my God. 3 penalties in a row against the Red Raiders.
Total of 8 false starts so far for the Commerce team here.
Don't ask me. I haven't been keeping track.
That's roughly right. That's intense.
I mean, this is what we were talking about with Greenfield. You know, it ended up costing them points. They ultimately won the game, of course, because they were able to compensate. And now,
it's over 40 yards.
Another flag.
What's going on here?
This is ridiculous. Another false start. This is 4 in a row.
They're getting in their own heads, Mason.
Oh, my goodness.
5-yard penalty.
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
2nd and 30.
This is 2nd and 30. This might be the longest to go I've ever seen. There's the snap, finally off to Akeem White. He's got a lot of ground to make up. Cuts to the outside, now up the middle, and he will work his way back to the 35-yard line.
Certainly an impressive run there, but that's
not nearly enough.
Yeah, it doesn't turn enough for a 2nd and 30.
Third down.
I mean, that's a 10-yard gain. I think we're looking at
3rd and 20, yeah.
3rd and 20, 3rd and 15 maybe.
Yeah.
I might have done my math wrong.
3rd and 21.
Yeah, 3rd and 20. Wow.
3rd and 20 for the Red Raiders. And the Commerce 35-yard.
Seeing some very upset looks from the Commerce coaches here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. That's nothing on the play call or the strategy of, that's nothing on them. That's on the players. Is 4 false starts in a row. I mean, that's insane.
That is not right in any regard.
There's 77. You can see him lining up against Jacob Rice on the far side of the line.
It's a good matchup.
Johnson now in the backfield, ready to take a snap. They're going to have to throw it here. He rolls to his right, looking downfield, bombs it, open receiver, and it's caught.
Oh,
Dredge trying to wrap him up, and Noah Pareto will bring him down. Oh, what a reception. Emilio Perez for a huge gain, and now they're deep in the Hawks' territory.
That's exactly how you make it up, Mason. That was a fantastic throw. Beautiful pass. He just pedaled back a little bit, but he still caught it. For how many yards? It's looking like.
I mean, that's a huge gain. They were on their own 35. Now they're just about at the Hawks' 20.
21-yard line.
Wow. Oh my gosh, around a 50-yard pass.
Just about, yeah.
It's intense.
That's.
Yeah, like 40, 45 with the run now. All right.
Dredge shouting out to his
a lot of wide receivers.
Team. Heavy on the right, similar play, and it's going to be a short pass caught by Perez. Cuts inside, some nice moves. He's still up. The ball is loose, but the whistle was blown. He stepped out of bounds on the near side. a tough break for the Hawks.
All right, this is all of a sudden in just like 30 seconds time, like a huge different game. It was 2nd and 30 to now on the Hawks 20 somehow.
And this is where Commerce has, this is what we've been talking about. They got to take initiative. They've got to own the moment, and they're making a drive down the field that could potentially change the outcome of this game because now they want it, and they're getting desperate. And they're running the same formation again. Motion called by Johnson, the pitch, and now he's going to the left. Some blockers, stiff arm, and he's brought down by Colin West. On the carry there was Robinson, who was an eligible receiver on the right side, and he swung all the way over to the left.
Yeah, great job by West wrapping him up. They didn't know where to go.
And now that will be a first down from inside the Hawks 10. The first opportunity in the red zone for the Red Raiders.
Explosive, 9.5 minutes left. This is plenty of time to score, stop them, get the ball back.
Yeah, it is really going to be up to the Hawks offense once they get the ball back here to come back down and score again. And just, you know, if Commerce can convert here and get a touchdown, try and negate that or extend their lead by any rate.
See if a stop can be made.
Receivers wide out. Johnson looking to throw. He's going to take it himself. Johnson wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and maybe a gain of 1 or 2.
Very late whistle there. The rest were waiting to see him fully hit the ground and landed on top of whoever tackled him there.
Julian Adams on the tackle.
There it is.
2nd down, 2nd and goal.
So it'll be 2nd and goal from just about the 5, it looks like.
Yeah, it takes 2 big steps up.
From the Red Hawk 5-yard.
And here we go. 8:30 on the clock. Hawks leading by 16. And Commerce looking to cut the lead in half. 2nd and goal from the 5.
Raiders defense is ready for whatever Commerce can bring at them. They're likely going for a wide spread out here. It'll still be a pass, but you never know.
2 on each side for Johnson, and now he calls motion for a switch. Johnson ready for the snap. There it is. Going to take it himself, it looks like. Cuts back up the middle, and he's hit hard by Pareda, who brings him down with the help of Colin West.
Fantastic defense. The receivers have been shut down the whole time while the stop has been absolutely collapsing on anyone touching a ball. Look at that.
And it looks like it's going to be from the 4-yard line. He picked up a yard on that sneak. 3rd and goal.
Band playing the war music.
And a similar formation for Johnson in the backfield. He's got White behind him. Will hand it off to Akeem White, who cuts to the left side, hits the blockers, and he's in for the touchdown.
For a Red Raider touchdown.
Commerce will get 6 and go for 2, no doubt, as Akeem seems to be slow to get up. Or no, that's not Akeem. Another blocker on the play, that's Taylor. But he will hop up to the huddle.
Well, great understanding there from the Commerce team, and they were able to go wide there, not straight around. They can't. The passes weren't working straight down, Dennis. So it was a nice little pitch.
Yeah, it was a great switch up. They've been relying on the pass for the past couple plays, and now then they go with the run, and they're able to switch it up. Taylor on the far side, and now in shotgun position next to Johnson. Low snap, it's loose, and they're going to try and have to make something out of it, but it will be a loss. And the 2-point conversion is no good off of a bad snap. And that was Jacob Rice who got the touch to down him.
That is a really good news for the Frontier Red Hawks. Great stop by the defense. That is now a 10-point deficit. That is.
It's still that's still a 2-score game. No matter how way you look at it, no matter how way you write it out, they need to go down the field twice in 7.5 minutes, which means for Commerce, it's all coming down to the defense and this drive. We're likely to see an onside kick right now from the Red Raiders because they got to get the ball back fast. That's the best way to do it. And at this point, you're going for broke, Tyler. You got to do everything you can that is written in the rule book. And not really. You got to do everything you can think of to get that ball back fast and run it down the field for a touchdown. Go for the 2 points where you're going to find yourself down by 2 and then hopefully be able to get the touchdown because you don't want to rely on a field goal. Like high school level, we're not talking field goals for the win here. That's not going to happen.
And the Frontier team, special team here, has been prepared for this too, so this is a very crucial moment. You don't know how this team's going to react. Obviously, they're setting up for the onside kick
Jerry
here.
Palmer to kick off for direction.
And to kick off is Jalen Edwards, number 3.
All ready for it.
Hawks got to be ready for the onside, and it will be an onside kick. Picked
Nice.
up. Jack Phillips breaks a few tackles.
Oh
Jack
my
Phillips
God.
on the right side. Jack Phillips taking it to the house, and he scores! Jack Phillips!
Oh my!
And that's just about your ball game.
There it is. What a run. You can say it every time. Jack Phillips. Oh my gosh. Explosive, so fast. No one can touch him.
First, that's the first kickoff
Wow.
return for a touchdown I've seen all season. What a job from Jack Phillips. He executed the onside kicks perfectly throughout this whole game.
Yeah.
Got the Hawks in great field position twice out of the 3 times he kicked it off. And now he gives them 6 points, maybe 8, if they can get this 2-point conversion.
Yeah, Mason, I mean, usually a kicker is not going to be able to have a captain's position, but I have no doubt that next year Jack Phillips will be a captain.
I would be surprised if he
my
wasn't,
God.
honestly. He's done so much for this team in the little time that he's been playing with them this year,
What a
despite his
player.
concussion.
What
And
a
now
player.
the 2-point try from the Red Hawks. They will keep it with Dredge, cuts back inside, and he's in! 24-6.
Commanding lead for the Frontier Red Hawks.
Man, I mean, this is something special here. This is exactly what they were hoping to see. This was a do-or-die game for them with their season, and now Caden James getting everyone hyped up.
There's the flag coming out. Unfurl it.
And that is David. That's who they want on the field, and he's going to get them fired up.
Oh, twirl it. Okay. Figure eights.
He
It's
got
all
it. He
good.
got it for a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
Give him
yeah.
some credit, and
There
now
it
we'll
is.
wrap it up.
Good job, David.
And this is a point where I'd expect the Hawks to just send it all the way down the field. You really have a lot of security with the score right now, and there's no reason for you to give them decent field position right now. I mean, yes, you're 2 for 3 on the onside kick, but
Jack kicking. Yeah, they're going to probably go for a squib here. Nice right in the middle. Still bouncy, so if they get there, they still might get the ball.
let's see what they'll decide to do.
A lot of room.
And Phillips will send it up the middle, will be covered up by Commerce at their 40-yard
Same
line.
guy, I think. He's right from the same position.
Yeah. He's figured it out. He knows how to recover those kicks well.
There it
So
is.
it's fortunate for Commerce that he was right there. And Jack Phillips getting plenty of hugs on the sideline
Should.
as he returns from his heroic run. That was a good 50-yard carry right there. I mean, that was
Beautiful. It's explosive. Like, absolute. Wow. Ever since, like, the second he got the ball, he knew he was standing in the touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he broke a tackle on that too, but now all kinds of desperation for Commerce. They got to get something fast here from their own 40-yard line. Receivers all out to his right, down the field, and overthrown. Great pressure from Jacob Rice, who beat his man on the line.
Yeah, that happens
Second
right in
and 10
between
for
the
the Red
two
Raiders.
wide receivers there. Split the difference. It's always hard to.
And Johnson has a
replace it.
cramp. Johnson has a cramp in his right thigh. He's
Uh-oh.
hitting himself in his right thigh,
Not what you want to see right
trying
now.
to stay upright right now. I mean, that is, he's favoring it for sure. I mean, that is,
Yeah. I mean,
he'll be back out on the field though.
Like you were saying, the speed is crucial here. They need something like right this instant. They do not have time. They have to spend like a minute or less to get to the other side.
I mean, we'll be seeing another passing play here. I have no doubt about it. 3 receivers going out
Confirm
to
what the
Johnson's
play is.
right. And they're setting up on the left hash too to give them some extra room to maneuver on this side. 1 receiver to Johnson's left. He'll take the snap, drop back to throw, and it will be a short pass over to White, who doesn't have many blockers, but now he cuts back to the middle. Spin move still up, fighting for the first down, and it'll be 3 yards short. A pretty good carry off of the lateral pass there, but now the clock is running. That's the big downside of that play.
Yeah.
Cutting back inside, that was the lane that he saw, but it's not the lane to stopping the clock. You know, he might have gotten some yards, but there's a trade-off there.
Absolutely, Mason. I got to give some credit to Jaden Price there. His first game back, and seeing him observing where the player was going and took a break to stop and then take the tackle once he made the move. It's fantastic. Good to see that he's moving into his different positions.
Yeah. An extra blocker on the left side of Johnson. Low snap, back to throw. Looking for it up the middle, and it's through the hands of the intended receiver, Rashad Robinson.
Everyone on the field and off the field is feeling the pressure as that ball is in the air. There's a lot of safeties, a lot of good cornerbacks that are staying in front of the ball.
And now we very well might see, we honestly probably will see a running play here, going for a long pass. I don't think that's the move. You got a 4th and 2, pick up that first down, get a new set of chances, and then you can start even it down the field a little bit more. You are in better field position for a Hail Mary right now, which I know it's not the end of the game right yet, but it might as well be just that for Commerce.
Right, exactly. A turnover here will ruin the morale.
And it will be a handoff to Akeem White, who will be stopped not short of the first down. He was able to squeeze through a few blocks and will pick up the new set.
It's always very impressive when you can see a running back work on their hands and knees and just get across the line like that. That's very impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Scrambled from nothing.
48-yard line.
6 minutes left in the game. Clock running. It's not what we want to see.
No. And I mean, it was, again, run that picked up the first down, but run that keeps the clock going. Same formation of receivers for Johnson. Another low snap and pressure immediately from Rice. And he's going to take it to the far side, still in bounds, and gets out. A great play from Chase Rice to pick up the first and stop the clock.
Wow, absolutely phenomenal. Instantly got to the sideline and then toe tapped the entire way. At one point, he had to put up his hands, try to balance himself more.
It was a great job.
Wow.
Yeah. And now they're in Hawks territory inside their 40. The clock is stopped at 5:44.
Props to the Commerce cheer team. They have been active the entire night.
Oh, yeah, they've been doing a great job.
Yep.
From what we can see of them from this side of the field. Back to throw is Johnson. Johnson going to have to heave it short, and he's brought down for a loss. That was Akeem White with the reception. West and Rice on the tackle.
Time running, 5.5.
Akeem White.
Yeah, a big stop. Keep him in bounds. Wind down the clock.
Yep, keep rushing, give the quarterback no option, get him out of his comfort zone and out of his passing zone. And you're just going to have the clock run in. Nothing will be able to hold on.
Because the reality is, Tyler, everything is in favor of the Red Hawks right now, except for the fact that they don't have possession of the ball. That's the only thing going against them right now.
And at this point, it doesn't matter much. They just need to get a stop here, or at least slow them down, take off time. 4 wide receivers.
And now a scramble from Johnson, brought down by the back of his jersey, and he'll barely get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe for a yard.
Frontier defense has been absolutely phenomenal tonight, Mason.
Yeah, they've been making some cold, hard stops in the line and in the small secondary there with all of their linebackers. I mean, their linebackers, they're so strong. You got Caden James right in the middle there, and then Connor James has been a big help. And let's take a moment to talk about Jacob Rice. He's on the sideline right now talking with his coach. He's been getting so much pressure on Chase Johnson. There's been so many opportunities where he almost had a sack, and as you know, the play has resulted in an incomplete pass because of him, because of the pressure he's been putting on Johnson in the pocket. And now Johnson waiting for the snap, calls it, it's low again, rolls to his right, slips, and he throws the ball forward. It's ruled an incomplete pass.
And intentional grounding, I wonder?
He did have White right there.
He had a jump.
Akeem White, he's the running back. He is an eligible receiver, so no intentional grounding.
Just barely gets it.
But, you know, that's what you get for playing late in the night. The mist and dew starting to accumulate on the field. And he slipped. He didn't have his balance. He couldn't throw it downfield, and he tried to pitch it over to White to try and get some yardage because he was about to be brought down. And
now you're in
there's nothing you could do.
Now you're in really uncomfortable territory. 4 minutes left on the clock. This is what you want when you want to score one touchdown.
Yeah, hope fading fast. And a 4th and 10. Got to convert here to keep the game alive. Johnson back to throw. Pocket collapsing up the middle. Oh, and it's underthrown, excuse me.
That.
And Jacob Rice back on the bench, waving the flag. in victory. He almost fell off there.
Hawks take over 1st and 10.
He's going to get down before he hurts himself, but now the Hawks take over on downs.
Yeah, and that might be the final nail in the coffin.
It very well might be. All the Hawks need to do right now, they have 4 minutes, hold on to the ball, drive toward the end zone, don't give him a chance to get a quick score and get them back in this game.
Stick to your guns, give the James straight down the middle, don't do anything risky, give it exactly into his hand, don't give him any room to breathe, and just keep the ball going.
And James right behind Dredge right now, motion by Karen. They will give it to James and push the pile forward for no gain, but the clock runs.
It's fine.
Is Eric Palmer on a stop?
The sand is slowly being whisked to the bottom.
You know, I was just thinking of that. I was thinking of trying to make an analogy, and you just did. You stole it from me.
Like that. Slowpoke.
Man.
I forgot what it was called, though, so.
Hourglass.
Oh, yeah. All right. That was a great team right there. So
yeah, we made it work together. All right, all right.
Yeah, okay. Lock in. All right, 3 minutes.
Same formation back on the field for the Red Hawks. An audible from Garrett Dredge.
Oh, yeah.
Down to take the snap. Motion from Pareda. And the handoff is kept by Dredge. He cuts to the outside and now takes to the sideline. Garrett Dredge will slide down before he goes out of bounds.
Fantastic.
Great play.
There it is. I was hoping he would do that. Garrett Dredge every time. I mean, not been getting too many great passes, but they're making the right calls. It's a great slide.
Absolutely. He's so aware of everything that's going on around him. He has some great peripheral vision in the pocket, and he has a great awareness of what's going on the scoreboard, and that is the timer is still going down. Under 3 minutes now.
They need to play 45 more seconds a game, and then they have it by theory.
1st and 10 from the Commerce 45. Same formation, motion by Karen. Going to be kept and brought down for a sack. That was Akeem White who helped out with that one. And it will be a 2nd and 12 for the Red Hawks.
Good to see that Commerce is still in the game here. They're not just standing in the field. They are actively gaining after the quarterback.
They haven't completely resigned at all. I mean, they still got a drive in them, trying to make it a little competitive.
I'll say this game deems it.
Same formation on the field for the Red Hawks. 2nd and long. And the Hawks fans still want David. A bad handoff, it looked like. Pretty rough, but James picks up a couple back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 for the Red Hawks. And a timeout is going to be called by Commerce in a last-ditch effort to try and preserve some time. And now the fans starting to get hyped up again. They were quiet for a little while during that drive by Commerce. And now we're getting a call for car keys, lost car keys.
Behind the Frontier bench.
Huh. That's also a new one.
It's likely no one on our broadcast, so that's good.
That is good, yeah.
You guys are safe out there. Check your keys just in case, though.
I got mine in my pocket.
Yeah, mine are here.
I'm all right, yeah.
I'm currently spinning them around. There we go.
Well, coming out of the timeout, the Hawks, as they will line up for a 3rd and 10. They are 91 seconds away from their first victory of the season. All they really need is one more conversion.
Yep. Very tight formation. See this a lot in the pros.
Pitch back. Pareda takes to the outside. He's wrapped up and brought down for 4th and long, which they will undoubtedly go for. Timeout going to be taken by Commerce again. I believe that might be their last timeout. I think that they took one earlier.
4th and 11 timeout Commerce.
Yeah, I believe they've taken. I think they might have 4 per game, and this is their 3rd.
I'm pretty sure it's 3.
I thought so too, but they had 4 last. Oh,
no, it was that was an official timeout.
Right, so it is too.
Yeah.
Great.
So
yeah,
I think that might be their last timeout.
I wish we had a place to display that on the
I think that we do. we aren't operating it here
Yeah,
tonight.
Yeah.
A few players checking onto the bench for the Red Hawks.
Again, I have to shout out Commerce's cheer team. They're still going crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That's really impressive.
They can have fun on the sideline all they want.
Oh,
yeah. It's their own little party over there.
Sadly, it's not going to do much for their team here. There's very little hope left. None at all.
24-6 is the score. It's been a miraculous night so far for the Red Hawks as they will line up for a 4th and long. If they can convert this, they've got the game in the books. 80 seconds away from victory. Receivers out to Dredge's left, Skorosky and Karen. Calling out inaudible. Dredge takes the snap, pitches it over to Pareda. He's got a few blockers there, cuts back to the inside. Pareda takes the sideline, he's got the first down, and he's out of bounds.
Ooh, almost takes out our photographers. Look at that.
69 seconds to go, and the Hawks,
Red Hawk first down.
Hawks might be able to just take a knee on it.
Yep, they got the first down. I think dead done in 3 plays. See what they decide to do.
And now the clock will start running. 1st and 10 from inside the 30,
Yeah,
and they will get close to Dredge. It looks like they'll take a knee, and they will.
Coach is coming down from the booth.
2nd down, 2nd and 10.
They'll have to do it one more time so they don't get a delay of game, and the clock will continue to run. And now all the fans just waiting for the clock to run down. 30 seconds away. And that'll do it.
That's the game.
The Hawks have pulled off their first win of the season against Commerce. 24-6, the final score.
What a game, Mason. Wow.
A fantastic effort from all sides of the football. A huge shout out to Jack Phillips for making so much happen. Special teams on both sides of special teams.
Yep.
And Caden James getting everything started.
Yep.
It really was him driving so much momentum in this game.
Also gotta say, Colin West is doing a fantastic job wrapping up everything.
Absolutely.
Both sides of the field is really great. And O-line and D-line have been really solid, even without their senior captain, Jamie Cabrera. It's looking really good. Yeah, overall, solid ball game. 24-6. Massive. More points, twice as many points as scored in the last games.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, 3 touchdowns in this game and only 2 in the other 3 games that they played.
Yeah. Gosh.
And hugs as they meet back on the sideline. It's a wonderful sight for the Red Hawks. A great effort that they put out on the field tonight, and they will be played out by the Frontier Marching Band. And that will cap off the first win of the Red Hawks season. They will go to 1-3, and Commerce will move to 0-4. We'll have to see how that will affect their divisional standings in the long run. But for the last time, the score 24-6, Hawks on top. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. I've been Mason Smith here with Tyler Wolkowitz, Kevin Murphy, Connor Mabius, all the rest of the FCAT crew. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We hope you all have a fantastic night and have enjoyed the broadcast. You've been watching Frontier Community Access Television.